Hi, this is Charity from the Mo Better Life. Today we're going to be making vegan Korean barbecue stir fry. It should be very easy to do, so let's get right into it. So we're going to start this recipe with our aromatics. So we're going to start with cutting an onion. I like a red onion, it's my favorite. To me, it's the most flavorful. So we're just going to get the outer part off of it. And put that aside for compost. You're going to cut your onion in half. Got this new kitchen tool I want to try out. Bench scraper. Supposed to be making it easy to scoop the vegetables. It did. Get you one of these. Bench scraper. Link in bio. Now we're gonna cut a bell pepper. I start off by cutting the middle out. And I open that up. Just crack it open with your hands. Then I'm gonna go rinse this out real quick. I like to rinse the seeds out. You don't need that in your food. So I'm gonna rinse this out, give me 1 second. So I just rinsed out the seeds here. And I usually will flatten my bell pepper before I cut it. So I just open it wide up and then I flatten it out. It makes it easier to cut. I recommend cutting your bell pepper like that. Just flatten it out. And that way you cut it into like strips. So you see how it's flat? Cut it into strips. Then I cut it to the side. You can do this faster if you have like a vegetable chopper that just does it. If you want to do this in your food processor, it'll make it go faster, but this is how I do it, and it's worked for me this whole time. I like this little bench scraper. Yeah, you should definitely get one. Mo Better Life approved. So we have this, so we're ready to start sauteing these veggies. This is gonna go in our little compost bin. Move this aside. Thank you very much. All right, first time using this. We're gonna turn it on. Now that's a 5.
That's a 5.
I'm gonna put half a cup of water in here so I can have some water to saute the vegetables. Give me 1 second. So we got our half cup of water, and then we have a little spoon for the stir fry. Okay, let's see how long it takes for this portable stove to start heating up our vegetables. I normally use the big stove, so this should be interesting. A little experiment. All right, so that actually took 2 minutes. Very impressed.
Was it even 2 minutes? It was like
Right.
a minute and a half.
Yeah, get you one of these. Get you one of these. All right, so it's sauteing now. So you see the water is sizzling. You don't have to cook with oil. I saute my vegetables in water. Oil is not a necessity for health. It doesn't promote health. It's just more for flavor. And so to me, I don't think oil adds that much flavor. So I choose to saute my vegetables in water. Gives me the same result. Same result for less calories. That's what we like. All right, so I have my little smoked paprika here. I like to season my vegetables along the way. Season as you go. Season as you go. And so that there is about a tablespoon of smoked paprika. And I like smoked paprika because it gives it a very smoky taste. The other thing I do is I like to add an all-purpose seasoning to give it a little bit of saltiness. I use the Joe's Kansas City French fry seasoning. My favorite all-purpose seasoning. It's very delicious. Has a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of spice, a little bit of saltiness. And so you're probably gonna do about a tablespoon of that. A little razzle-dazzle. So that way you don't have bland vegetables. Nobody likes bland vegetables. Well, at least nobody I know. All right, it's already looking delicious. And so you're gonna cook that until you start to see your onions start to become translucent, which is the ability to be able to kind of see through it. Not perfectly be able to see through, but you know, if you look at some of these, they're starting to get a little clear. You see that? So now we're going to add some edamame. I like to add some protein to my food, so we're gonna add some edamame. So these are just soybeans. Lots of really good protein, and it's so delicious. I love edamame. I'm just gonna do half of this bag. So this is a 16-ounce bag. I'm doing about half of a 16-ounce bag of the edamame.
Edamame.
Love edamame. And as you can see, the water is starting to absorb. So usually at this point, I add another half a cup of water. That's just the rice cooker. We're not burning the house down. All right, so now I'm gonna get another half cup of water now. You know, this color is beautiful. Purple, red. That's kind of how you ensure you get all the nutrients you need. You may not know what nutrients are in what vegetables. You may not remember. I don't even remember it most of the time. But I really try to ensure it's a rainbow vegetable diet. Each color represents a different vitamin. And so making sure you eat a variety of colors is really the key to a good plant-based diet, to ensure you're not nutrient deficient. Color is key. So if you're like, when was the last time I ate something red? Or when was the last time I had something purple? And so that's kind of how I think about it. I say, okay, I think I need something red, a vegetable red. And I'm not talking about like a red donut with red jelly. I'm talking about red vegetables. All right, the Eda is cooking. We're gonna season this a little bit more. because what I haven't added yet is something that has some spice in it. Normally I would add cayenne pepper at this point, but I don't have any. But that's okay. Not always gonna have everything you need in your house, so you have to get creative. Better option is chili garlic sauce. It has a really good spice level in it. It can replace cayenne pepper. You have to be careful if you're gonna use cayenne pepper and this, because they both are pretty spicy. So for this one, I'm just gonna use a small teaspoon because it can get spicy. Like I said, it's easy to add more spice, but it's hard to subtract spice. When it comes to spice, you add a little, you taste it, and you add more. The other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some mushroom seasoning. I love mushroom seasoning. It's almost like the equivalent of what you would get out of chicken broth. So it adds more of the umami flavor. So there's different kinds of shiitake mushroom seasoning. This is just one of many, but they all kind of do the same thing. They give you a savoriness. So I like to add that. So this is just some mushroom seasoning. I usually just kind of give it a little dazzle there, about a tablespoon. Next, we are going to add some broccoli. 3 grams of fiber, 2 grams of protein per serving. This is a 16-ounce bag. The whole bag is going in. I said the whole bag. So it's important to put your broccoli in last, because broccoli is one of those vegetables that really doesn't take a lot to cook. And if you overcook broccoli, it can taste really bad. Or it just tastes mushy. It tastes like cafeteria broccoli. You don't want mushy vegetables, is basically what I'm trying to say, which is why I try to put my broccoli, things that kind of get soggy, I put them in towards the end. The other thing about your vegan meat is not like real meat where you have to cook it for a long time. So this is the Korean barbecue pork, which is not really pork. It's basically made out of wheat. So the gluten part of the wheat is how you make this vegan meat. So you only need to cook this for 5 minutes. So basically I put this towards the end because these are just both things that don't require a lot of cook time. Put them in together. So your last 5 minutes, and then I add a little bit more water because the bottom might be overcooking. Then we mix everything together for one last hurrah. Heavy on the vegetable. Not to say that vegetables themselves don't have protein, like your broccoli has protein in it, so it's another way to get your protein in. So we're gonna turn up the heat on this. Right now we're on medium heat. We wanna get this popping. We're almost done with this recipe. Gonna give it a little taste as well because we want to see how we did with our seasoning. Tastes like barbecue, but it's not spicy enough. A little bit more paprika.
Was that like a teaspoon?
Yeah, it's probably about a teaspoon in there. Wow, that's a fire. Wow, wow, wow. This needs a little bit of pepper. Needs a little bit more like fluid in order to kind of create a sauce, but it also needs some pepper. So I'm gonna add another teaspoon of this chili garlic sauce, because it really needs spicier than what it is. If it's not spicy, it's not right. The other thing that we're going to add is a little bit of chili crisp. I'm probably going to do a teaspoon of that as well. Chili crisp. Spicy chili crisp is the kind with the Asian guy on it. No offense. All right. So we added some spice. It's looking good. We got our rice ready. So we're going to be able to jump right into it. Nice quick meal after work. And so like I said, your broccoli and your vegan meat, they both don't need to cook that long. They both just really essentially need to just be heated. The broccoli comes frozen, so you just want to get the frost off of it, but you want to still have a little bit of crunch in your broccoli. You know, that's part of the enjoyment of the vegetable. It still has a little bit of crunchiness in it. It's about to be lit.
So that meat, what is that again?
It's a wheat-based.
Oh, it's wheat-based,
It's
okay.
a wheat-based vegan meat that I got from Atlas Monroe. I've been trying to try, you know, it's always good to experiment with different vegan options, plant-based things. And so this is a wheat-based meat, which is also seitan, which is a type of, it's basically the protein portion of wheat. That's basically what this is, the protein portion of meat. So it's a good way to get protein in. Wheat-based proteins don't really carry that much calorie, and they give you a lot of good protein. So it's a good way to add protein to your diet if you are not a person that eats animal products.
Got it. So it looks meaty, but it's not meat.
There you go. Looks meaty, but it's not meat. This is basically the protein portion of wheat. Plant-based people get pretty creative. This is one of the most creative things.
So why is protein important? Does regular meat have protein as well?
Yeah, regular meat has protein. In order to have a balanced diet, you need to have a balance of protein, carbohydrates, and fats. All of these things are important for the health of your body and your cells. Your body needs all of these things to build cells, to keep you healthy, to build your immune system. Just because you're plant-based doesn't mean you don't get enough protein. People that want to know how plant-based people get their protein, there's many ways. Broccoli has protein, wheat has protein, tofu has protein. And we're gonna explore a lot of that. How does a plant-based person get protein in? So it's a lot of different ways. All right, so now we're gonna plate it up. We got some rice here. We got our little Korean barbecue vegetable mix here for a nice little taste test.
All right. Last time I did this, I was dancing and stuff like that on the camera. All right, so let's see how this is. So,
I'll let you go first.
let me go 1st? Yeah, it smells good, I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. You like it? Right, I'll taste it.
Oh, man, did it again. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, make my life. It's really good.
So it makes for a good weeknight meal.
What did you put in the sauce?
Well, part of it is that, I mean, some of it is the, you talking about the sweetness?
Yeah, the sweetness, yeah.
Oh, that comes from the Korean barbecue. I can take credit for that.
Oh, okay.
I recommend it. I already had enough sweetness to it.
You know what? We gotta finish the video. Let them know about the next video.
Thank you guys for watching. Now you know how to make a vegan Korean barbecue stir fry. Very easy to do. Check out my next video posted on this screen, and we will catch you on the next one. Signing out. Peace.